Hello, everyone, and welcome to I Am Robust podcast. And this is episode number 2. Thank you for tuning in and listening to this episode. And as you know, I Am Robust podcast is a weekly podcast where we have a new episode each Monday. And this podcast brings you weekly episode, as I mentioned, weekly episode of self-improving, entertaining, informative, and honest discussions and on how to become a better version of yourself and embrace your true self. I am the host Muhammad Khair. Thank you for tuning in again. And today's episode will be about success blocks. And what we mean by success blocks are the things that prevented you from becoming successful or achieving your goals. Either it's physical or mental or emotional. And these success blocks, they stand in front of you and they are like roadblocks in your way to success. So, in order to become successful and to achieve greatness, to achieve your goals, to become fulfilled and happier, you have to get rid of these blocks. Or in other way, you have to overcome these blocks. So now, I will be talking about, in my opinion, the most 10 important success blocks we have to discuss. And these success blocks, I believe that most of the people around the world are struggling with. So without further ado, let's hop into it. The number one success block is engaging in negative self-talk and behaviors. So first of all, we all have flaws, and this is something normal. At the end, we are humans. When you focus on your flaws, where you damage your own self-esteem and strength, and when you dwell on your mistakes, by dismissing your success as luck. So whenever you do something, you achieve something, you say, oh, that's luck, or I was lucky. You undermine yourself in the worst way. My friend, you have to show yourself the same kindness and respect that you show your loved ones. You have to do that. So, self-defeating behavior is actually sabotaging your own success. So, when you sabotage your own success, when you have negative self-talk with yourself, this will lead you to fail. And actually it will affect your personal, professional and social life. So these three aspects, personal, professional and social life, will be affected when you have negative self-talk going inside your brain. So you will be struggling when you are achieving your goals and dreams, and you will have obstacles getting the most of your life if you still have negative self-talk with yourself. As I mentioned, we all have flaws and we are all humans at the end. And this means if you believe, let's say for example, that you are not able to earn more than a certain amount of income or certain amount of money, because based on your experience, you will say that to yourself, then you may start acting in ways that will sabotage your earning potential, which will only serve to reinforce your belief that you will never become rich and successful. So, how can we solve this problem? How can we get rid of the negative self-talk we're having with ourselves? I believe the key to change this behavior can be first in understanding the reasons. Why are you having these talks with yourself? This is number one. Number two, you have to identify them as well. Not only identifying them, but also you need to identify when this negative talk happens and occur. And you have to work on your self-esteem. And one thing I have to say is you have to celebrate your wins, no matter how big or small it seems. For example, if you read 10 pages of book in one day, celebrate that thing. For example, if you make that sale, celebrate as well. So whether your win is big or small, celebrate your wins. This will boost your self-esteem and will give you the feeling of achievement and fulfillment. So my friend, you have to celebrate your wins. You have to celebrate your wins. Number 2 on the list is fearing criticism. Because most of people, they spend their days worrying about what others think about them, and actually will go great lengths to look good or save face, just worrying about others and their opinion. But do you know what's the ironic thing? The ironic part is that those same people are so consumed worrying how you think about them, and they are worrying about your opinion of them, that they are actually not thinking about you. Working hard to make sure that no one criticizes you is just plain silly. First, It's exhausting and it drains your energy away from more important areas in your life. If you just worry about people and the way they think about you, this is only going to drain your energy and shift your focus from actually stuff that is more important to you. Secondly, let's just generally speaking, there is no right way. There is just each individual's way. And people will keep criticizing you anyway. Maybe not your face or not your look, but they do. They do criticize you now. They did criticize you and they will criticize you anyway. So simply try to do the work to uncover who you really are deep down inside you. Listen to your inner truth. Believe me, when you listen to your inner truth, when you do that, you can make a choice to be more authentic, more yourself. Be true to yourself rather than looking externally for approval and feedback. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. And I always say this, pay attention to your inner dialogue. Dive deep inside yourself, inside your inner critic. It's possible that you are your worst critic. And most of the time, believe me, you are your worst critic. You set your limitations, you criticize yourself, you let yourself down. So try to be more gentle with yourself. Don't do anything out of fear of criticism. Anyway, you will be criticized. And we all know famous people and people who actually made a good impact on the world. They are still criticized until this day. So be gentle on yourself, be your authentic yourself, and be yourself. The third item on the list of the success blocks is beating yourself up. I get it. We all make mistakes. We all have failures. We fail. We do some mistakes. We had some terrible experiences in the past. But replaying what you did over and over again in your head is not going to help you. It just makes you feel bad. And because misery loves company, you will probably drag those around you down. So you're not going only to affect yourself, actually drag those around you down. Maybe your friends, your spouse, your siblings, your family members, co-workers, and the list goes on. So you have to forgive yourself. And this is a major thing you have to do, forgiving yourself. But keep in mind, forgiving yourself doesn't mean you are freeing yourself from the consequences of your actions. But forgiving yourself is actually necessary for your own mental well-being. You have to accept yourself and your flaws. We are all humans and we all have flaws, and it's okay. So you have to accept yourself and your flaws and acknowledge that what's done, is in the past. There is no way back. So learn your lessons from your past mistakes, past failures, past relationships, but don't repeat the same mistake. So you have to turn over the page, allow yourself to move on and let go. That's the thing. Beating yourself up will not take you anywhere. So allow yourself to move on, appreciate whatever you have, acknowledge your mistakes, learn from your mistakes so you can have a better future. Success block number 4 is waiting for the future to be happy. And I see this around us, and to be honest, sometimes it happens with me. So we often hear someone saying, or even yourself saying to yourself, I will be happy when, for example, when I graduate, or for example, when I get married, or when I make $1 million each year. And actually, this is the easiest destructive habit to fall into, because how you end the statement is irrelevant. So as I mentioned, you can say, I will be happy when I get that promotion, or I have a new relationship, and the list goes on. This habit actually reinforces in your mind that you can't happy today, you can't be happy at this moment, and you have to wait that thing to happen. So my advice for you, don't spend your time waiting for something to come. Focus on being happy right now, at this moment, at this present moment, because there is no guarantee for the future. Who knows, maybe you will sleep today, you can't wake up tomorrow, or you will get hit by a bus, or something will happen for you, or even for me. So there is no guarantee that tomorrow is coming. So live your current life, Focus in the moment, be present, appreciate whatever you have, be grateful, and don't spend your time waiting for something to come. Okay, it's perfect and it's actually good that you have goals, you set goals, but don't attach your goals to your happiness. For example, let's say if I will be happy if I make $1 million this year, but let's say the end of the year comes and you don't make that $1 million. So what's going to happen? You will be sad, you will be depressed. So there is one quote I remember reading, but I can't remember who said the quote, which says, if you are depressed, you are living in the past. And if you are anxious, you are living in the future. And if you are at peace, you are living in the present. So let this sink in. So don't dwell in your past and don't overthink of the future and don't attach your happiness to the future because the future is not guaranteed. Be at peace with yourself, appreciate whatever you have, live the moment and be happy right now. That should be your goal. The item number 5 on the list is being a perfectionist. And this is something actually, I am one of the perfectionists, to be honest. But the sooner we let go of the perfection, the sooner we get results because we will take actions. The more you say, okay, let me wait, this is not perfect. Or for example, you are working on a project and you think the project is not perfect or you still need to do some stuff. So you delay it or you postpone it, and in some scenarios you actually don't do it at all because it's not perfect. So being a perfectionist will prevent you from taking action. So when you let go of the perfection, you will start taking actions. If you are a perfectionist, I believe that you find it difficult to move forward because you will become paralyzed by the fear of failure. But the thing is, we have to know it's okay to go ahead when something is not perfect yet. I think, in my opinion, and I think if you ask anyone, it's much better to take action, then fix it up along the way, along the journey you have to learn. So, number 1, you have to start with whatever you have, wherever you have. Then along the way, you can adjust, you can fix, and you can learn along the way. I believe that constantly striving for perfection only sets an attainable bar for yourself, because there are things in life you will be good at, but on the other side there will be areas in which you struggle. You will fall at times and you'll fly at times. But instead of setting unattainable expectations for yourself, number 1, take actions, start putting the work, accept that you will make mistakes, and prepare to learn from these mistakes, because if you make mistakes and you learn from these mistakes, you will gain experience and you will grow exponentially. So take actions, acknowledge that you will make mistakes and it's okay to make mistakes, learn from your mistakes. So it's not only making mistakes, it's actually learning from your mistakes. Mistakes are the best teachers. Whenever you make a mistake, you learn your lesson and you move forward and you grow. Item number 6 on the list is waiting for the right time. And it's actually same as being a perfectionist. Number 1, you don't have to feel overwhelmed or afraid. You just need to use whatever you have now and focus only in what's in front of you and start now at this moment. You don't have to have a degree or to be working in the best company, in the best firm, or to have the best team or have the perfect website in order to start, for example, your business. And you don't have to have the perfect body or ideal finances to start a romantic relationship with someone you are interested in. It doesn't matter if you, for example, if you don't have it all figured out. Even if you did, life is unpredictable and will always be full of unforeseen circumstances and unexpected curveballs. So, no need to wait for the right time. Start now, start at this moment with whatever you have, with the potential you have now. Then, along the way, improve your skills and grow. So, no need to wait for the right time. The right time is actually now. And on the list, number 7, we have not educating yourself. No matter how successful you are, and regardless of the achievements you made or the amount of money you have, you should always be seeking deeper insights. You should always seeking knowledge You should always be empowering yourself using different skills, different information and knowledge. So it's not that you have to stop. For example, if you make $1 million, you have to stop. You have to aim bigger. You have to keep educating yourself. And how can you keep educating yourself? There are actually countless ways to educate yourself. For example, books, reading books. And if you ask any businessman, any entrepreneur, any person who's actually successful, reading is big part of their daily life and daily routine. For example, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, and the list goes on. They have big amount of their time specified only for reading. Reading will help you learn from others' mistakes. So, because, for example, let's say you are reading about Steve Jobs. If you're reading something about Steve Jobs, you will read in the book about the mistakes he made and how he overcome, for example, something along the way. If you read it and you learn and you digest the idea, you won't make the mistake because you already read about the mistake. You have podcasts, you have online websites, you have YouTube, you have actually a lot of sources to educate yourself. So the key here is you have to start educating yourself in different aspects of life, either it's economy, psychology, other areas of life. So not educating yourself is actually blocking you from becoming successful. You have to love educating yourself and being open to new horizons of information. Success block number 8, which is fear of failure. If you allow the fear of failure to become ingrained, it becomes a difficult habit to break. As we know, once you allow the fear of failure to become ingrained inside you, it becomes difficult to break this habit. So every time you avoid doing something because you are afraid of failing, you are actually practicing that bad habit, which is the habit of ingraining the fear of failure inside you. Instead, you have to practice embracing new challenges without letting worry and anxiety hold you back. Failing is part of life, and the only true failure is letting fear limit you or prevent you from moving forward. This is actually when you fail. You fail when you let fear limit you. You fail when you let fear prevent you from moving forward and taking actions and doing the things you love. When you fall down, and believe me, you will, and I will, and everyone will fall down. This is something that happens in life. You need to get back up and you need to keep trying and pushing. So you don't fall down, then you give up. If you want to become successful, you fall down, you get up, you bounce back, you keep trying and pushing, and you learn your lessons as well. That's the only way of breaking free and empowering yourself to fly. And that's the only way to become robust, the only way to become who you want to be. Number 9 on the list is seeking validation. Because as soon as you start making decisions out of the need of validation, as opposed to doing what's actually right or what provides people the most value, you are actually setting yourself up for failure. The moment you start taking decisions because you are seeking validation, you are setting yourself up for failure. Validation is fleeting and doesn't actually get you anywhere. So success doesn't always come with approval from those around you. And some of the most successful people you know and I know, actually they shy away from recognition because they are driven more by their own sense of purpose, by their why, by their message to the world, more than what others think of them. So in the long run, knowing that you have achieved your goals and done your best should give you all the sense of accomplishment and validation you need. So you don't need to seek validation from others. The only validation you need to seek is yours. You have to become fulfilled, happy, and satisfied with everything you achieved and everything you are going to achieve and all your goals. Last thing on the list is hanging around negative people. They can be your friends, they can be your spouse, your siblings, your family members, your co-workers, your boss in the work. They can be a lot of different people. But first thing, you have to take a look around you. Take a look at the people you spend your time with. Your friends, for example, are they goal-oriented? Do they have their own passions? And those friends you are with, are they actually pushing each other to be their best? Or are they bringing you down? Or they are just reflecting and projecting their own issues and insecurities? Because believe me, whoever you hang out with has a huge impact on who you become, and ultimately on what you choose to do with your time. So don't fall into the trap of staying steadfast to people who are flakes or can't find happiness in anything. I know it. Everyone has a bad day, and as humans, as I mentioned in life, there are ups and downs. We have the good days, we have the bad days, and we all lean on friends when we are going through rough times, when we are going through difficult times. We are having some difficulties in life, we are struggling, we lean on our friends. But you have to avoid those who are stuck in a persistent state of negativity, because they are only going to bring you down with their mindset. Whenever you are feeling positive, you go around these people, they will let you down. They will share their negativity on you. They will spread their negativity on you. So surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up, people who are going to support you, people who are visionary, people who have passion, people who are going to support you. That being said, these are the 10 success blocks that I think, in my opinion, are really crucial and very important for everyone, and most of people are struggling with, including myself. In order to become successful, to achieve greatness, to become your true self, you have to overcome these success blocks. And there are other success blocks as well. So work on yourself, have deep sessions with yourself, ask yourself questions about your friends, about your beliefs, about everything I mentioned in this episode, and hopefully you will overcome each one of them. So to recap, we had 10 different success blocks in this episode. Number 1, engaging in negative self-talk. Number 2, fearing criticism. Number 3, beating yourself up. Number 4, waiting for the future to become happy. And number 5, being a perfectionist. Number 6, waiting for the right time. Number 7, not educating yourself. Number 8, fear of failure. Number 9, seeking validation. And the last one is hanging around negative people. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you learned something from this episode, and I hope you can take something from this episode. If you like this episode, share it with your friends, share it with everyone you know, and follow us on Instagram, im.robust, and visit our website. Until next time, my friends, be robust, be extraordinary. Take care.